Hello, friends from the manga world. My name is G,
And I'm Hector.
and we're here to talk about the May 2026 new releases for manga. We are with Penguin Random House, so we sell all across the world, and we represent titles from various publishers that you'll see today. Aside from this YouTube channel, we're also on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on X at PRH International Comics, where we'll post some news and updates on those channels. So the way we do this is we go over our personal picks for the month. Then we'll move on to volume ones and one shots. And then we'll leave you with the rest of the list with continuing volumes that you don't want to miss out on in May that you can take a look at. So first up, we'll go with our picks. And this is my pick, of course. This is Cat Life Balance, Volume 1. So everyone at work loves Mamoru, the main character here, because Mamoru never says no. The biggest pushover, basically. So Mamoru would replace light bulbs, would carry boxes, would take over impossible clients from retiring colleagues. He'll do it all, and it's earned him this nickname as the Prince of the Office. And so we have that character, and we also have this glittering, we also have this like a another character named Krona, who is a quiet woman in another department who soaks up her boss's senseless mood swings with black stoicism. And so she is very much like a different personality, very much stays to herself, while he is very much extroverted, likes to help people, is like the biggest pushover in the office. And so after this particularly long day at work, Mamoru is thrilled to be walking home alone, sipping beer because all his colleagues went drinking and left him to work overtime, which is infuriating that they
Mhm.
did that to him. And he encounters something strange, and he sees the usual glooming, the glum and gloom of Corona, who the other coworker, but she is in a park really gleefully playing with stray cats. So it's just you've never seen that side of her because she's usually like miserable at work. Um, so this secret seems very silly, but it brings joy that she has when she plays with these stray cats. And then this begins the start of an unlikely relationship that will lead to Mamoru start to reflect on his own life and who he really wants to share it with. Is work really all there is, or can he strike a balance with the help of these fluffy new friends and the human that he is now interacting more with? So, sounds like my kind of story.
Yeah.
This is for fans of Sweat and Soap,
Yeah.
fans of Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. And this is actually from a new series from the creator of Cells at Work, Lady. So if those titles were of interest to you, I'm sure this is something that you should pick up as well.
Yeah. All right. Next up is my first pick, and this is I picked up a No Good Useless Prince Volume One, and this is you have an innkeeper in this fantasy world called Emma Norwinner, and she spends her time idolizing, um, just fawning over and being a big fan of Prince Kulhi, who is a dashing first prince of the country of Gahama. I mean, she's really into him. It's like he's an idol, really. And but then one day, she opens the door of her inn, and there's the prince collapse at her door. He's all his clothes are all tattered, and he's like, uh, uh, I guess he tells her that he is been dethroned and that he has nowhere to go, and he has lost everything. So putting aside that she's a little bit disappointed of meeting her hero in this state, she does take him in and not only gives him a place to stay at her inn, but also a job. But of course, this is a guy who's been a prince, a royal all his life, so he's not very good at daily tasks. So, of course, this sort of creates this situation uh, where Emma now has to teach her idol, her fallen idol, to do basic things of everyday life and take care of himself and help out around to earn his keep as he does it. So it's obviously it's a great premise. It's prime for a lot of comedy, romance at the same time. I love this trope of the female main character sort of taking care of and rescuing the male character, and this one is a very cool twist that I'm really looking forward to. I love a really good romantic comedy like this. So there you go. Highly recommended. I can't wait to read it. Sorry. There we go.
Next up, this is our dining table seconds, please, volume two. And I very much remember that I put volume one in my picks when that came out. And I had to because I am such a fan of our dining table. And when this was
Mm,
announced, I was super ecstatic that it's continuing on with these collection of short stories.
hmm
So this is a continuation of that collection with a volume two, as you see here. And of course, we have the big, massive rice ball, um, which is such a symbol in the series because that's how they meet for the first time. And yeah, so we have Yutaka and Minaru, who has gone from friends to lovers, have made a loving home for themselves and Tanakun. As their relationship grows, so do their joys and worries. But one thing stays the same. They always have warm meals to share around the table. So that's exactly what it is if you're just looking for a story that is about this found family who loves each other, who loves delicious food. It's a very much a comfy read. So if that's something that you're looking for, this is definitely for you. And of course, live action was made for our dining table, so I do highly recommend watching that if you haven't done so already. And we do have this short story collection, and yeah, the art is beautiful, as you can see on the cover here. And I can't say enough about how much I love this. So uh, I feel like you should pick it up because I will.
Yeah. The art and especially the one guy, it reminds me of Skip and Loafer for some
Oh
reason. It's
yeah,
kind of that
I could see
style,
that.
and I
Hmm.
kind of get the same vibe. There's two boys versus a boy and a girl on the other one, but still it gives me the same vibe with the facial expressions and sort of yeah, right? Sort of
Hmm.
and especially the topic of it. There we go. And next up, Magical Karina, number one. This I love a good magical girl story. I mean, I love a lot of things, but I think G has heard me say this before. I kind of grew up. One of the big things I watched was Sailor Moon, um, and I really loved it. So I finally I find it fascinating. I find it I feel like it's a subgenre of superheroes for me, other than more than just a girly kind of storyline, which some people think they are, but they're much more than that to me. And this one, oh my God, this one I really like. I like the premise behind this. So Karina is this girl who's just typical girl, going to school, living with her grandmother, and sort of doing all the things and working at her family restaurant, keeping very, very busy, trying to get ahead, and with a very busy life. And this one morning, unfortunately, um, you know, she goes to school and she's called to go find out that her grandma has passed away. And on that day, she goes outside, and all of a sudden, she looks up in the sky. She's still trying to process this, and she sees this kind of elephant-like creature floating in the sky and kind of glittering. And she's mesmerized by it, and all of a sudden, this boy kind of pushes us out of the way before the creature can attack her. And the boy tells her, "Okay, you have two choices. I'm going to give you two choices. Either you stay here like this and you die and you don't fight, or I can transform you into a magical girl and you can defend the world from these monsters that are showing up and trying to take over." And she transforms, and she has her wand and everything, her staff, and she makes the decision. And so this gives her not only powers but also the chance to get revenge for her grandmother. And but she's already so busy with everything else, so it's gonna be a balance between keeping up with her regular life and trying to learn her new position as a magical girl trying to defend the world from monsters. I love the way the premise is presented. I love the art. Aside from the cover, I saw a couple of interior images online, and it looks beautiful. And I can't wait to read this because I think it's right up my alley, and I highly recommend it. Obviously, for fans of any magical girl story like Cardcaptor Sakura and Sailor Moon, and on and on and on and on. There you go.
All right, my next pick is A Starlit Darkness, Volume 1 by Toyota. Apologies, Toyota. So this is Japan in early 20th century. We have Subaru Karasuma, who is this aspiring writer with ambitions, who is neck deep in loans that he definitely has no hope of paying back, and decides to draw the curtains on his miserable life. But before he can follow through with his dark intent, he's diverted by a spectacle of a neighbor working frenetically with his literary group to meet the deadline for a work commissioned by Jeppo Yagida, who's this rich and famous novelist. So when the devilishly handsome and fiercely talented Geppo lays his eyes on Sabaru, the latter's life is set on this new course. And so this new path that he's now treading seems to lead deeper and deeper into darkness. So to sum it up, it's a story about this struggling writer drawn to darkness by this seductive and talented author. It's very much a psychological drama, and Toyota is the creator of Cherry Magic.
Hmm.
And then, of course, I have to read this.
Yes.
You might not see it because of how the distance, but behind me is my shelf. I literally have all the volumes of Cherry Magic, the DVD sets of the Japanese live action, the Thai live action, and of course, this is going to go on my collection as well, since I'm such a huge fan. And so this is coming out of Square Enix. Definitely, definitely excited for this one.
Yeah. Love this cover, by the way. It's such a beautiful cover with so much happening in it. Really like it.
Mhm.
All right. Next up is Venice Mission. I was an assassin for hire who died. Now I'm hunting heroes in another world. Light novel, volume one. I'm going to tell you about this, even though the title kind of tells you almost everything you need to know. And of course, it is about this character, Takashi Suzuki, who is a middle aged mercenary and former hitman. But in our world, he loses his battle to cancer. But he wakes up on the other side, and a mysterious goddess has other plans for him and decides to reincarnate him and use his skills as a assassin and mercenary, and gives him a mission to kill 32 heroes. And these are in another world. Obviously, this is an isekai. And then this new world has these Japanese high schoolers that were summoned in mass, and granted cheat level powers, but they're plunging the world into chaos. So basically, the goddess brings this new character, this new person, to eradicate them and take control and bring back control to the world. He's reborn as a character named Ray, and he's partnered with a beautiful and deadly elf warrior, Ludina. So he has to use the skills that he's given by the goddess plus the skills that he brings as an assassin. And like I said, trying to make his way around and get rid of these troublemaker, you know, summon Japanese high schoolers heroes. But as you keep going, there's a larger conspiracy unfolding behind the scenes, and of course, and there's questions of whether the intentions and the information that he's getting from the goddess is it the whole truth. So very cool. Obviously, I had to include an isekai. I always include an isekai. There's such a huge isekai fan, and this one is out of all the ones this month, which I'm gonna read all of them. This is the one that caught my eye the most. So that's why I picked it. Cool.
All right, so we're continuing on with volume ones and one shots. First up is Beacon of Light in the Dark Sea. This is the novel volume one coming out of Seven Seas. This is a story of one man's attempt to survive under the sea in the wake of madness and chaos. It's a hit Korean novel, finally available in print. It's such a beautiful cover on that one. Next, we have Beneath the Falling Camilla Blooms, Volume 1 is a historical drama exploring themes of grief and found family. A lonely man is tasked with caring for an unwanted girl in order to investigate the mystery behind his parents' deaths. Next is A Cat in Any Life. I love that. I love that title. In a feline-free world of swordplay and magic, a hero adopts a cat. Pounce into this deluxe release featuring full-color art, adorable edge printing, and a double-sided cover. I cannot wait. That's going to be beautiful to look at physically, to have in hand. And then next up, we have Classroom of the Elite, Year 3. This is the light novel, Volume 1. And of course, this is coming out of Seven Seas with this one.
Yeah. And next up is Dragon Circus Zero, Death to All Dragons. The sudden appearance of massive monsters known as dragons throws the world into chaos. The new United Nations puts together a team known as the Dragon Slayers, including, among others, a vampire, an android, a witch, the animated remains of the legendary ogre Shutendoji, and a little girl. Ace pilot Momo may still be in grade school, but she just might have the skill to save humankind. Continuing with Exotic Animal Doctor Volume 1, a sweet manga series about an animal hospital that specializes in caring for exotic animals. And then we have Far Cry, called The Herd Volume 1, graphic novel, but it's coming from Tokyo Pop. That's why you put it in here. Sorry. This nature versus nurture narrative examines popular characters in a new context. The series features appearances from Ant and Castillo from Far Cry 6, Vaz Montenegro, Far Cry 3, sorry, Pagan Min, Far Cry 4, and Batari Far Cry Primal. And then we have I Have a Secret, the complete manga collection #1. This is the manga adaptation of the hit comic, a coming of age story with supernatural overtones from the best-selling acclaimed author of I Want to Eat Your Pancreas.
Next up, Laughter in the Sunshine, a sweet boys' love romance about two young men, a smuggled cat that you can see in between them on the cover there, and a month that they spend together. And then, speaking of more cats, My Cat's
Mm-hmm.
Aura is Strong Today, Volume 1. Ever get the feeling your cat thinks you're more akin to royalty than being your cuddle buddy? See how two prickly kitties rule their humans and home in this perfect full-colored series. And then we have Nagi and Hayataki. It's a spicy rom-com BL about secretly perverted class president and a goofball delinquent who catches his eye. A clumsy tryst evolves into a tender romance in this comedic story of these two unlikely couples. And then we have from Webtoon Unscrolled, The Reaper and the Waiting. Beautiful cover, as you see here. This is for fans of LGBTQ plus graphic novel love stories who enjoy action, adventure, comics, and manga alike. And if you like Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation and The World After the Fall, this is something that we do recommend taking a look at.
Excellent. And then we continue with the Scum Laugh Volume 1, a full color manga about the lives of beastmen suffering from madness. Then we have Shinjuku 69 Heaven Volume 1, an irresistible game of love in a neon lit twilight town swirling with desire. Reporter Kutani and sex worker Hiromu wind up roommates after spending the night together and must confront the uncomfortable question of whether their chemistry was real or just part of the job for Hiromu. Then we have Stella Must Die, #1. Parasite meets Cinderella in this zany fantasy manga about a princess who just won't seem to die. From the acclaimed creator of Princess Resurrection and Time Stop Hero comes the darkly comical tale of a princess with a most curious self defense mechanism. And then we have That's Not Love, Volume 1. Two female friends from middle school reunite as adults in this hard hitting personal drama manga. What begins as idle reminiscence leads to painful revelations as they heal the reopened wounds of their past in this highly anticipated first print release from the creator of what is it, 1122 for a happy marriage, or 1122 for a happy marriage. I don't know how to say it, but there you go. And there you go.
Okay, and then next is Voices in the Sea Foam. This is a darkly beautiful modern BL fairy tale about overcoming reincarnation and tragedy to fight for true love. Hauntingly gorgeous, a complete and one college romance puts a contemporary twist on the Little Mermaid's cursed search for Prince Charming. I do want to read that one. And then we have Wicked Spot 1, Volume 1. One witch's foray into the magic of social media flings her, an unnaturally strong, witch-hating young woman, into a fantastical, flirtatious adventure. This is Magic Meets the Modern Day and the first installment of this witchy influencer fantasy rom-com manga. This is perfect for your fans like Akayaka. Ayaka is in love with Hiroko. Apologies. And then lastly, we did announce this as news, and way back when it was first
Mm-hmm.
announced, but really excited. We have Witch Hat Atelier Grimoire Edition. This is the volume 1, and this is going to be beautiful. So this
Mm-hmm.
is a deluxe keepsake quality hardcover edition. This first volume includes the 3 volumes of the acclaimed manga, and this is the enchanting um, anime that is going to be coming up soon, that is highly anticipated for fans who are waiting for it. And it's a beautiful tale about a young witch who discovers her creativity, faces down a dangerous and thrilling world with her friends by her side. And you can experience this in this extra large book printed on premium paper. It has intricate gold foiling, exclusive bonus content as well. And yeah, as you could, it's gonna be gorgeous to look at, and you
Yeah.
cannot miss out on this.
Yes. And
And
this is
that's
it.
it for volume ones and one shots. So we are going to exit the screen, but we do encourage you to keep going because there are many more continuing volumes that are coming out in May. Thank you for watching us today, and but we'll exit here, but stay on. Thank you again. Bye, everyone.
Bye.